Okay, let's jump into this. We're moving past the usual big tourist spots today.
Yeah, we're digging into finding those sort of underrated places in Europe,
We've got this really interesting source, basically a chat between two travelers.
right? They're sharing notes, where they've been, where they might go next.
And what's interesting is how they pick these places. They're looking for, well, hidden gems, as they put it.
Exactly. Deliberately avoiding the massive crowds. So our job here is to quickly unpack the places they hit.
What experiences stood out,
Yeah.
and why these spots felt special to them.
And what that tells us about finding similar places.
Yeah, because what does that really mean? Is it just that, like, the source gives us actual examples?
Okay, so let's start with where they went. One of them, Alex, was just in Kotor, Montenegro.
Right.
And the picture they paint, it's not your typical city break. They described Kotor as maybe a quieter Dubrovnik,
Interesting comparison.
but nestled on this amazing bay, sheer mountains all around, almost fjord-like, apparently.
Wow. And the key experience, what did the source highlight?
Kayaking. Specifically kayaking and sunset on the bay.
Oh, nice.
They said it felt like they had the whole place to themselves, so it wasn't just seeing it, it was feeling that quiet.
That sense of space sounds amazing. The other traveler, Ria, seemed to find something similar, experience-wise, in Isiski Krumlov, in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, absolutely. They described it as straight out of a fairy tale,
Okay.
like a medieval town, river looping right through the middle, colorful buildings tumbling down to the water.
And a huge castle overlooking everything, right?
Exactly. And the standout moment there, according to the source, it was floating down that river.
Just like rafting.
Yeah, on a simple raft, stopping for local beer on the banks.
Yeah.
That mix of beautiful scenery and, easygoing activity.
That definitely sounds memorable. But it wasn't only the views or the activities, was it? The source talks about local flavors, too.
Oh, definitely. In Eski Krumlov, Ria made a point of trying svicheva.
Ah, the classic Czech dish. Beef with that creamy sauce and dumplings.
That's the one. And loved it. And then in Montenegro, Alex mentioned the seafood.
Makes sense, being on the bay.
Yeah, calamari, black risotto, really fresh stuff. But the source also highlighted the local drink rakicha.
Oh, right, the fruit brandy? Potent stuff?
Apparently, they mentioned locals almost insisting they try it, like a welcome gesture.
See, those are the details. Not just meals, but, like, cultural moments tied to taste.
Exactly. And it seems those small things were just as key to that hidden gem feeling as the big landscapes.
Totally grounds the experience. And their chat didn't just look back, right? They were planning ahead.
Yeah, and you see a pattern emerging. Ria's looking at Georgia, the country.
What about Georgia specifically?
The mountains, Kazbegi region was mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
and also Georgia's ancient winemaking history.
Okay, so nature and deep culture again. And Alex.
Alex was thinking about the Azores, the Portuguese islands out in the Atlantic.
Volcanic islands, right?
Yep. Volcanoes, hot springs, those dramatic green cliffs. They even called it Iceland's little cousin in the source material.
Huh. So if you connect the dots from the source, their future plans seem to double down on what they already liked.
Pretty much. Intense nature mountains, volcanoes paired with unique cultural aspects like ancient wine or thermal springs.
They're definitely prioritizing character and experience over, say, famous landmarks.
So pulling it all together from this source chat, what does it tell us about finding your own hidden gems?
Well, it seems places like Kotor and Eski Krumlov weren't just less crowded. They offered unique ways to interact with the place.
Like the kayaking, the rafting.
Right. And authentic local tastes, the svitua, the seafood, the rakicha, it's that combination.
And their future plans suggest this approach points towards places with strong natural features and distinct local identities.
So their version of a hidden gem based on this source isn't just about being unknown.
No, it's more about finding that sweet spot where unique nature meets accessible, memorable local experiences. Things that feel personal.
Which brings us to the question for you listening. Thinking about the kinds of things these travelers valued in the source material.
The specific activities, the foods, the drinks.
Yeah, what kind of unique interaction, whether it's with nature or local culture, would make a destination a true hidden gem for you?
It's a personal thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What clicks for one person might be different for another.
Definitely something to mull over next time you're looking at a map. Okay, that wraps up our deep dive into this source on finding Europe's off-the-beaten-path spots.